I think we're live. Gotta turn that up. What's up, Majestic PB&J Cat? Ben Coombs, Retro Puffer, Strat CPO, VTech, Christopher, Keith, Ron, Zach, Fretless Ed, Barry Fitz. We got Matt, Thunder Falcon, Tim, Scott, Coots, Vince, Eric, Zach, the other Zach. Zach says it sounds good. I believe him. Mike. Got Jay Shaft. We got speaker. Got Ryan, Rock Guitar School. Got Matt. Wants me to run an ad. Got ADR. We got Sean. We got Gary, Davlin. We got Steve. We got Landon. What's up, buddy? We got Skyprop, Yeti Matzi. We got David. We got Fuzznuts, Bob, Tim, Chris, Tony, Dan, Graphite Scars, Timothy, the other Ryan, Guitar, Ben, Terry Clark. Got ADR, we got Electro Omega, Randall. What's up, Niece? What's up, Speaker? You guys say Speaker already? Yeah, same here, Niece hurt. You ever get that? You know, just all of a sudden, like your nose and your hands are freezing. What's up, Sassy Cat? What's up, John, Steve, Richard, Warren? What's up, Michael? What's up, Deanna? What's up, Jay from Texas? A new watch? No, I've had this for a while. Might be a new. The strap is with recent. The straps break pretty quickly. We'll see if this one lasts. Yeah, ebony fretboard on this. You know. Hey, what's up, Michael from Prince Edward's Island? You always got to get the muscles, right? PEI muscles. Those are on the menu a lot of places. What's up, Aljon? What's up, Guitar Man 45? Guitar Man, was it you that just bought one of the new SM? Someone bought a new SM. Was it Gary Davlin, or was it you, Guitar Man? I feel like it was a member. Bought a purple one. Exactly. PEI muscles. Exactly. Yeah. Little broth. A couple of crustinis, tostinis. Some sort of grilled bread. Sounding great tonight? Good. Good. Oh, it was a beautiful day out there today. I was outdoors quite a bit, as much as I could be. You know, it was a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky, and, you know, good day to go do crap. Got the, actually moved a few of the things around, got the snowblower out, cranked it up, fired that puppy up. You know, just in case we get snow this year. So far, it's been a bust. What's up, Vintage Vinyl Vets? What's up, David? Yeah, the purple ones do look so. Yeah, so let's get it. We should just get into the main topic right away, because sometimes people look at these afterwards and they're like, he just futzed around for 30 minutes. I'm like, 30? Sometimes it's an hour. You're lucky if I get to it in 30 minutes. All right. I think it's here. Yeah. Here. So, you know, like I am playing right now, the SM-1. They make the SM-1 in 3 flavors. Your regular SM-1, that's like what I'm playing, right? This is available in Maximum Steel, Orange Crush, and La Tigre. And they make a single pickup one. And they make it in 3 different colors. And it's announced this week and in stores now, the Figured. The Figured. And it's available in this Caribbean blue. Let's see if we can get to yeah, there you go, Caribbean blue. And in a purple. That's a bit close. Let's go to yeah, there you go. Give you a good idea what the purple looks like. And then lastly, the black denim. You know, I'm assuming for Canadians. No one knows, but anyway, you know, they look a certain way here, but then if you go to like Sweetwater, Kramer SM-1, there they are. They actually look a little different in person, and you can get the Caribbean blue one today. And I'm not gonna lie, it's looking a little more green than blue to me. I think it's very, very eye-catching. You hire this guy because that's those are good-looking photos. Maybe the other ones are based on mock-ups, you know. But the actual guitar, I think that looks sick. I think that looks awesome. You know, same with the purple. I think the ones on the Kramer site, it feels like they're a little like they really step up the color. But then when you see it in person, right, it's not quite as flashy, and I like that. Right? I think that looks awesome. Again, a color that when I saw it on the Kramer website, I was like, oh, you know, that's cool, but it's a bit, you know, it's a bit over the top for me. But then when I see it here, I'm like, oh, no, wait a second. No, wait. No, that's actually really nice. Right? Oh, yeah, no. Oh, no, actually, that's darker. That's not as, like, outrageous as it looks like in the other one, where I think the colors are, I think, a little more turned up, right? And then, lastly, this one. Again, I just think that looks really nice. It's more like a smoke, right? It's a really... you know, a little more muted, not quite as over the top as the official photos, right? Which I think are a little bit more, you know, probably dressed up by whoever's doing the work on this to, right, to really make it look. Because that versus this, I love that. That looks hot. That looks hot. So there you go. So they got the perps in stock. Looks like they got 2 perps. So, you know, that's another thing is, you know, I think Kramer, like a lot of companies, you know, you'd announce a product, but then it took, you know, weeks, if not months, to get into stores. That looks sick. You know, this was announced this week, and they already have them, you know, in stores ready for purchase. But I would totally rock that. I think that looks awesome. You know, I think it looks pretty damn good. And so, yeah, you can see at the top underneath the title, it says a solid body electric guitar, mahogany body, maple top, mahogany neck, ebony fretboard, 3 humbuckers. Oh, right, that's right, the rails. Yeah, cool rails. Got the cool rails. And a JB. Right. Yeah. Now that's hot. I like that. I like the look of that a lot. Look at that. That is sweet. Waka, waka, waka. Anyway, this was the big announcement this week, and they're not too bad. 1200. Because you got to remember they're a neck through, and you're getting the Floyd Rose, and I think it's an R2 spec, which I like. You got your Duncan pickups, and then down here, there's a coil cut, and I wonder if it, like mine, that volume knob pulls out and makes it into, it always adds the bridge. So that way you can get all 3 pickups at once, or the neck and the bridge simultaneously. They have that. Is that still... do they talk about that at all? It does it on this one. I know it does it on some of the other new ones. Yeah, mini toggle. Yeah, right. Yes, we know about the toggle. Not sure. 5-way coil split. So they don't mention it. So maybe they don't do that any longer. Maybe this is a thing at just at this time. I don't know. Hit the tech specs. Yeah, no mention of it here. What would be interesting is, let's see if we go to that original landing page. That here? No, I think it's forward one. No? Yeah. So what if we go to, say, like the Orange Crush? Another, not gonna lie, another good looking guitar right there. If we go here, because they might have done away with it now for a while. Cool Rails, Rockin' Hard. Oh yeah, no mention of it there either. So they may not be doing that anymore. This one, you can pull the volume out, and it always turns the bridge pickup on. I don't see it. So they probably don't do that, probably, since this is the original gen from, this is I think a 2014 serial. That is a good looking guitar though, huh? That's hot. And it's in stock. I'm going either blue or orange. That blue's pretty sharp though. They got two ones at 715 and one at 8-1. I'd go by fretboard. I'd want the darkest fretboard, most even. That's pretty good. Just saying, that might be checking a few boxes right there. Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Jesus, sign me up. Anyway. How you guys doing? Oh, been doing networking work and all kinds of busy week. Busy. Yeah, that's this one. See that one? This one pulls out. See that? It's a push-pull plus the switch. But it's also EMG. So they're all Duncan now. What's up, R2, R3? Got a coffee maker down here? No. We don't have really running water down here. You know, the waste pipe is like behind this wall about this high. You'd have to, you know, this is one of those houses that the waste pipe doesn't run under the basement. It runs sort of down the middle of it. So you'd have everything, if you had a toilet, anything would have to be in a pump. But, you know, which you can do. Plenty of people do that, but what a nightmare. I've never seen a basement before. Oh yeah, that's right. Slab houses. All right. Now, basements are a thing around here. Big time. Yeah, it's a good looking guitar. Carved top with the basement or cellar. I think this is too finished to be called a cellar. Cellar's always reminded me that kind of unfinished. No, basements are maintenance. Especially if you have one that can flood like mine. You know, we recently had some rain, but not a problem. We haven't really had the number yet. You know, I would say that in pretty much every other time we had that kind of rain, it's always flooded. So we just haven't had that kind of rain since, I want to say 2020. The middle pickup height is the same as the neck. It's about there. It's about right there. Close to flooding last week, yeah. I think we can get like 1 to 2 inches and I'm fine. It's when it's like 3 or more in like a 24-hour period. That's when it's real bad. Or when we have like, it's sort of like been rainy off and on, and then at the end of it we have a big storm. That happened. That was like the worst flood I ever had. Because it was like sort of raining all week, quarter inch here, a half an inch there, and it'd be dry for like most of a day, maybe a little bit, 1/10 of an inch, but it was just sort of, stormy and crappy like all week. And then the end of the week came, and there was like this big finish to this storminess, and it dropped like 4 inches of rain. And like over in the overnight, and I came down and the water was over the first step. I think those steps were 7 inches high. So I was like, oh no, I accidentally unplugged the sump pump, but I didn't. The sump pump was running and probably gonna explode. It was running so hot, trying to get everything. Oh God, it was a nightmare. And how I wound up getting ahead of that was you couldn't get a sump pump at Home Depot. They were sold out. And my dad had a submersible for emptying the pool, to help empty the pool. He had like a few of them. He'd put like 2 or 3 of them down there at once to help drain the pool. And so I just went and got one of those and put it in. And that worked. Between that and the other pump, you know, I was back down to the ground in maybe about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. We need to live inside the earth and grow mushrooms down there. I think they're going to, they're talking about legalizing mushrooms in this state. And add that to the dispensaries. Spring did feel around the corner today. I tell you, I was out there. That sun felt warm. Mushrooms are legal in Ann Arbor. I heard they're legal in Colorado, right? Highest single day rain in southern Florida was 11.5 inches. The that real bad rain that we had, that the street was like a river, a muddy river at that, and caused like literally, I don't know, it was probably like hundreds of millions of dollars in damage. That was it was either 7 or 7.5 inches in 45 minutes. It was a microburst. There's footage of because they used some concrete Jersey barriers, but they had some water-filled Jersey barriers. All the water-filled Jersey barriers just floated away. The water was so deep, could lift them. Hello, Evan from Mansfield. Used to be in Taunton. That's not too far from Mansfield. Still aren't going to NAM. I am still not going to NAM. You know, I looked at it. I did look at it. And I actually did. You know what's of more interest, and because it's just, the whole thing is just cheaper. But I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. I'll have to take a look. The Dallas International Guitar Festival. That is a lot of fun. That's a great show. I like to fly into Love Field because Love Field is like right there. The problem is that they've pretty much stopped, flights to Love Field direct from almost anywhere. You've got to go to some hub and connect from some pretty big major hub. So you're either going to fly to like Atlanta, or you're going to fly to, Chicago, which sounds crazy, to get down to, there, right? So then and it's very expensive. But now I can fly into, it used to be reversed. Now I can fly into Dallas, Fort Worth for like half the money. Used to be like twice as much to fly to Dallas, Fort Worth. I could go to Dallas Love for like next to nothing. In fact, I got sometimes the Wanna Get Away Southwest Airlines, $79 each way, like 80 bucks, 160 with taxes and everything. It was like $200 round trip to go down to that Dallas show. So that's great. But that same flight now flies through Atlanta and starts at $450. It's a little nutty. But now I can fly into Dallas Fort Worth for around $250 round trip. That's not too bad. It's actually not bad. So we'll see. Maybe. I do like the Dallas show, and I know some friends who live in Texas who are going to just drive to it. So I don't know anyone who's showing, but I definitely know some people that are attending. And then, the only reason why you're going is to go out to Hard 8 and then probably the pecan launch. But if we're being honest, I'm mostly there for the barbecue. Drive to Dallas. Straight through, it's probably 2 days. But I would, no way. No, I can fly. You've been at Dallas Fort Worth 4 times this week, man. Am I going to Hennings Island Fest? No. Nope. Well, I have a very high aversion to the lack of air conditioning, which they have none. And the lack of ice, and apparently they don't have that either. You're hanging on to the Boya and ZKS G-style guitar? I am not. I actually wound up giving that to a friend of mine who I was talking with, and he's like, hey, you remember those pickups that were in that SG I was working on? I'm like, from 1984? He's like, yeah. I'm like, uh-huh. He goes, do you still have those? The ones from 1984? Yeah. No, I've moved a couple of times, and it was a long time ago. No. Oh, I just thought maybe, maybe you'd have them. And no. So I gave him. I said, well, here's some pickups, and it's got a whole guitar attached to it. He's like, oh, cool. Anything over 8 hours driving, I fly. Yeah, that's probably a pretty good roll. You still buy single slices in Boston? Oh, I'm sure you can. Oh, absolutely. In fact, there's a lot of gourmet places like Pizzeria Regina that's what they do. They do big, giant gourmet slices. They hand you the slice and it weighs like, 2 pounds. Do you have any of the chips and still? Yeah, a bunch of them actually. I gave a few away though. I gave the kind of yellow custom, that's gone. The Supreme, I gave that away. The amber one, I gave that away. I still got the red one, the SG. What else? A double neck. Still got a few. What's up, David? Did I order a Badlands guitar? No, not this round. We'll see what their next one looks like. Yeah, some of those big slices, it's like $4.50, $5.50 a slice. But it's there. You could have one of those slices, down in like South Station, and you'll order two, and you'll get through that first one. You'll be like, I really should not have got two. It's very, very regrettable, the second one, because I don't want to leave it. I already bought it. I could have just got, one. You know what? They might actually do a 2-slice deal now that I'm thinking about it. All right, get you into 2 slices, even though you probably don't need it. I don't think there's any cats down here. Could be, but I don't think so. Yeah, we were just looking at them, Johnny R. They do look good. Favorite 80s style guitar that you've owned? I do like this one a lot. I like the neck through. I like the Ibanez's. The RG550, RG560. I think the next thing I'm going to do is work on my RG550, and it's not nearly as rough a shape as that 560 was, but it could use some work, some fret work. Maybe put in a couple of like PAF Pros, or do what's the Evo set? Is it like a Tone Zone, True Velvet, and a PAF Pro? What's that set? There's a few of them, like the Norton and the Tone Zone and the Ed Norton. Norton! Eee. One's a digital mixer. This is a digital mixer, actually. That's coming to you through SPDIF. That is the Tascam TM-D1000. The D, it's for digital. How many hours normal fret's good for? I don't know. I've got 35 years out of that Ibanez, and it's got plenty of life left, but they were like super jumbo frets. A lifetime, if they're big enough. And that's with scallops. So there's nothing holding your fingers up except for the frets. Have an Air Norton, you really like it, yeah. Thinking Air Norton, you know, maybe in the neck and like a PAF Pro in the bridge or Tone Zone in the bridge. And then I want them to be all silent, so maybe an Area 61 or something in the middle, or something. True Velvet. Is that noiseless? SPDIF? Yeah, I actually SPDIF to the Focusrite. And then the Focusrite mixes the voice audio and the guitar audio together. That sends them out of the back, and that goes into my computer. And then I have a single stereo source, which is the line in for my stream. Feels a tiny bit out. Just a wee bit. Oh, I might have to pop these. Yeah, you start to run out of space on the fine tuners. Get a little bit more. Oh, wow. Do I play any Fenders? I've been known to play some Fenders. In fact, at one point, I think I had 12 Strats. Where the hell's the one on that? Oh, that is good coffee. Did you see Kiss is going to put out a new soundboard? I don't know if you know this, but Kiss has been putting out soundboard, recordings. They release them. The only reason I know about them is because I see them on my Amazon Unlimited account, which seems to get like anything they put out. Not everything, though. It is missing a few things in the catalog. It's kind of weird. But it seems to have all these soundboard ones, and they're going to do one from 1984. And it's one of the few shows with Mark St. John. They found a Mark St. John recording. And they're putting out a Mark St. John soundboard from, I think, April of '84. He's probably given any further feedback on his new LP. Yeah, you know, I don't want to give away, you know, Bobby's show secrets, but Bobby's been bit with the LP bug. He's been going a little nuts. Yeah, you heard that too, yeah. How many shows did he play with Kiss? I don't think very many. I don't think he did more than one. Some Kiss aficionado would know better than me, but it was less than a year? Was it less than even a few months? Was it just like a dozen shows or something like that? I don't even know. Animalize era, yeah. Yeah, from Animalize tour. Yeah, Mark St. John had problems. His was a sad story. Yeah, Heaven's on Fire, right? It's up there. That vocal is up there. No, Vinny was before. Vinny was for Lick It Up, which came out. I can't believe this, but Lick It Out, I think, technically came out in '83, right? Oh, did Lick It Up came out in '84 and Animalize was '85? But I could have sworn Creatures was '85, but maybe I thought Elder was '82, right? Dynasty was '79 or '80, then Unmasked, then Elder, then Creatures, which I thought was '83. Creatures was '82, Lick It Up was '83. Okay, so yeah, that would put Animalize on track for '84. Yeah. Animalize '84, yeah. September of '83, okay, yeah. And what came out after Animalize? Hot in the Shade, I didn't think was till like '87. Asylum. That's the one I'm forgetting. Asylum. I also have my Vola right here. I could switch to the Vola. Yeah, switch the vola. You know what? I'll just leave this on. Hold on. Like that. I'll take this off. I'm always marvel at how light this guitar is. This guitar is very light. Nope. Gotta plug her in. Yep, Stoner Shark, right there. Hey, bro. You. That, I'm not gonna lie, that shark does look pretty stoned. Do-do-do-do. That's my SIG model. Yeah, exactly, it's the SFB. That's a true story. Might have to move this middle pickup out of the way a little bit. I'm right. When you're mute, you have to put your hand on the bridge at a certain place. That puts this pick right over that middle pickup. I might have to tune this up too. Hold on one sec. This is a little easier though because it doesn't have, although it's a reverse headstock and that messes with me head. It's only me head. It's only me head. There you go. Why, God, why? That's not going to work. There you go. Oh, yeah. All right, we're back. So, you can feel that grain. I know that if I can show it you can definitely feel the grain. It's the name of my first album. Feel the grain. Yep. And it's got this smoking hot roasted neck that is super comfy. Very, very comfortable. My hit single will be November Grain. House of Grain. King of Grain. Smell the grain. Crazy grain. Crazy grain. All the grains. It does take a second to move over, but then when you get used to it, this is a very smooth neck. Very smooth. Yeah, all the grain jokes. Pete says that's why I like my two guitars with roasted maple necks. Very smooth to play. Yeah, very smooth. It's weird. I don't know what I felt the same way with the Harley Benton. There's something that happens in the I think in the roasting process, because they're all sealed with a top coat, but I don't know. There's just something about the roasted ones. They just feel softer, smoother, more supple. At the end of the day, isn't that what we're all looking for? So yeah, busy week. Getting stuff done around the house. This week I have the Impala won't run, the key won't turn in the ignition. It worked fine, then just all of a sudden wouldn't turn. So I got the cylinder and I actually went and spent a little bit extra, got the housing. It was cheap enough. It's OEM. Not OEM, it's non-OEM. It's aftermarket. And it's, but it should work perfectly. Though a lot of people saying, oh, it totally fixed my car. Key wouldn't turn. This fixed it. Problem is you got to get the dashboard off. And then when you're done, when you put it back in, I think you got to turn the key and let it program for 10 minutes, and there's no guarantee it'll work. So it's going to be a big pain in the ass. Not looking forward to it. Had the exact same issue, really? Well, right-hand dynamics. Picking hand is awesome. Well, I appreciate that, considering I'm a lefty. Most people who play guitar right-handed, their right hand is their dominant hand. Not mine. I'm left-handed all day long. So, there are a few got Nick Johnson. He's a lefty who plays righty. There's a few guys out there like that, but I'm a lefty who plays righty. I think the worst is if you're a righty and you play lefty. How friggin' awful is that? It's like it literally, you know what I'm saying? Like everything's righty, but for some reason, the guitar feels correct lefty. And you just screwed yourself right over. Herman Lee is also a lefty that plays righty. There's a few guys like that out there. Pete Brown says he's a lefty. Yeah, I write left-handed. You know, spoon and a fork, left-handed. So I'm left-handed, without a doubt. If I have any sort of precision work, it's always with my left hand. Daryl, another lefty plays righty. Yeah. You think of the new EVH Eruption? I haven't heard it. They do like a remix. Oh yeah, Michael Anthony is a lefty. Interesting. A lefty that plays lefty. Well, at least you have an excuse. The worst is the righty who plays lefty. You know, just shoot yourself in the wallet right now. Because you're going to pay, right? Half the guitars you can't get, and even those are a little more money. When you play lefty, it's like everyone lives in Australia. Eruption guitar? No, I haven't heard of it. EVH? Oh yeah, 78 Eruption series. Is this new? I feel like this has been around for a while. It's already got a couple of reviews. And it's on sale. That tells me it's been around a while. Wasn't this around like a year ago? No? That one? Stripe Series 78 Eruption guitar? I don't think that's new. I have a feeling that those have been around like a year. No? It's a large headstock. They do a lacquer body finish, huh? Interesting. Brass nut, interesting. I don't know, a little bit, yeah. Kind of like the, maybe 5 months, yeah. Yeah, I feel like this has been out a little bit. Unlike those Kramers, which were announced like 3 days ago. You're left-handed to play righty. You used to play lefty until you broke your wrist. Switch over to right. Best decision you ever made. In a month, you're sweeping and shredding. Exactly. Well, no, that's the point, Mike. I'm a lefty who plays righty. You're getting there. That's what we're talking about. People who play in the, like I said, the worst is if you're a righty and you're playing lefty. That's what we would call an unforced error. Or maybe it is forced because you just can't, it doesn't feel right, but I got to imagine, just like there's some left-handed players who play righty, like I do, there's got to be some right-handed players who play lefty. And he didn't have a large headstock. I thought he did in the first one, right, in 78. Isn't that on the first album? It's a large headstock, right? And he wrote the word Gibson on it, right, in pencil, right? And they just put like EVH there, like very light and like silver, because it was kind of like what he had done. I had a friend make one up for somebody, and it needed to have the large headstock because that was the original, and he even wrote the Gibson in the pencil. And yeah, I think he bought a Squire, and we sanded off the logo, and he wrote in the Gibson, and then he taped it all up. It looked pretty sick. Looked pretty damn good. First VH album has Frankie with the large headstock. Yeah, I thought so. The black and white, right? The first album. Yeah. Oh, are you kidding me? They scour through everything just to see what they can find and make one more guitar from anything he's ever done. You know, this one had a different decal on the back. Make it. It's the decal 279. It's the decal 383. You know. It had a gold Gibson logo sticker. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Little Hooker Jim, also Lefty who plays righty, yeah. Ben's here. Look, it's hard to hold the bong, spark the lighter, and work the mouse at the same time, okay? Give the guy a break. Would that be a worthy pursuit, learn to play offhand? No. No, because it's not a competition. And quite frankly, the time spent trying to force something that didn't feel natural, you know, unless you're using it as a gimmick like Michael Anthony Badio did, right? Unless it's some just sort of gimmick that you're doing, yeah, I think it's just time wasted. Never seen Van Halen Steinberger copies. Yeah, well, but that's because Steinberger is owned by Gibson and EVH is owned by Fender. And so EVH owns the striping, but Kramer owns the name Steinberger and the shape. And so they're owned by separate companies. And so you're never going to see that. You could just get one and mod it yourself, but you'd have to do that. This neck is silky smooth. And you're also a lefty that plays right-handed? Yeah. Same here. Any Schecters, LTDs, or Charvels? I have a Charvel, San Dimas. Made in Mexico. But mine was made when all of them had quarter-sawn necks. It's a nice quarter-sawn neck. They don't do that. They don't spec it like that. The only company that's specking, you can get a Charvel with a quarter-sawn neck if you buy custom shop or something like that. But they don't spec it quarter-sawn anymore. The only company that specs a guitar that's, maybe a little under $1,000, around $1,000, is the EVH Special. That is spec'd with a quarter-sawn neck. Everybody else is a half-sawn. I like my Charvel. I haven't sold it. That's always a good sign. How do you like it? Well, I sold it, but I still have the Charvel. I love the sound of this guitar. There it is. I changed the pot out and I put a 500K in it, and man, it was way too bright. I switched it out with a 250K, and man, it sounds so good. Is that my phrasing? No. That's Larry Carlton, who's known to be pretty good phrasing. Well, that's Larry. That's Uncle Larry. Yeah, room 335, that's it. Larry's good. Steve really liked the Flammer effects. I really like that one too. The clean sounds are really good. The small breakup. Some of the super heavy distorted ones, I really want to load my own IRs. The problem is that their website's a little broken, and it's Chinese New Year. So I don't think we're going to get anyone back there until like Monday or like Wednesday, whenever that holiday is over. Because I noticed when I went on there, a lot of the pictures weren't loading. When I went to download it, it got like a server error. So they get like a server down, and there's nobody looking at it because they're all on, vacation. It's a big holiday. So maybe by next week I can load my own IRs, right, and try it with a few like really top quality IRs in it, and then see how it sounds. I heard the IRs that they use are a little scooped, and so putting in your own IRs might make it a little bit, more balanced with the mids. think the Eagles are going to knock off the 49ers? Yeah, maybe. The Eagles did look good, but I don't know. The 49ers look good, too. And Bernard Purdy, it's right? Who's that guy, Purdy? Bernard Purdy? That might be the drummer. But, no, that Purdy dude, he's, it's a Cinderella story. And then who's the other game? The Cincy and the Chiefs. It's hard to bet against Mahomes, but I gotta tell you, I thought Cincy was the best looking team last week. Yeah, Brock Purdy. Brock gets crushed tomorrow, but you're from Philly, so slightly biased. That's okay. I don't even think it didn't even start. It hasn't even started yet. I was like, how's the Lakers and the Celtics doing? But they haven't even tipped off. They don't tip off till 8:30. Bernard Purdy was a drummer. He played on Peg. He played on a bunch of studio stuff. And he might have played with James Brown. Bernard Purdy made the rounds. He was a killer drummer. I saw Bernard Purdy in a club down in a small club in like New Bedford, Mass. Drove down there and caught him, and we were right there, right next to his table. He was hanging out. He had like a bunch of people with him and family and stuff, and we heard them. We overheard them like writing the set list. We heard them say Peg, and we're going like, "Oh my God!" No, that was quite the show. Yeah, Purdy. God, I saw Bernard Purdy. Like the Bernard Purdy Band. Yeah, that was quite the show actually. And they did Peg. They did a few Steely Dan tunes, and oh God, he did a whole bunch of like James Brown and like he might have done some P-Funk. He was doing a whole bunch of stuff. God, he was good. Good to see you, Music Therapy Laz. Mike Varney, God. That dude, he was pretty much the start of the whole shred thing. It all sort of went through Mike Varney to start. What was his Shrapnel Records, right? Shrapnel. Yeah, Shrapnel, yeah. SFB Flamma processor, and now I'm going through my regular stuff. I do have the Flamma right there, but that's a little different hookup. Maybe next week. Let me see if I can get some IRs loaded into it. We'll check out, was it Lancaster Audio? They sent me a bunch not too long ago. I think they used to be Rosen Digital, or they're sort of all over the place. Mess around with it more. Actually, last night I was going through it quite a bit. It's interesting. So, like, if you move some of the stereo effects, like before the amp, they go mono. So you lose the stereo effect if you, depending on where you put it in the chain. But once you put it, like, I think past the cab, then you're back to stereo again. So it where you place it really does affect how it sounds. Some of those really long effects, though, are worth checking out. And they had some really cool choruses in there too, like a triple chorus. It was pretty good. Super Lead says, I like the Flamma video. I thought it sounded really good. Yeah, you know, the only problem with the Flamma video is, God, I get lost in it. The next day, that was cut down. It was like 90 minutes worth of footage, and I cut it down to, like, what, almost a little under an hour? I was like, because, you know, you're going through it, and you're playing with it, and you're like, oh, what does this do? What does that do? Next thing you know, you got a friggin' 90-minute video. Oh. Yeah, when I think of a bit crusher, I think they have one in there to give it like a lo-fi sound, but that's more of like a synth thing. You'd send a bit crusher on a synth patch. That's big time. Big time using a bit crusher. Are bullets and affinities garbage compared to classic vibes? Kind of, yeah. Not so. The affinities are a little bit better than the bullet. Bullet's usually pretty garbage. In fact, I had an SC I was just working on, and man, like the world's sharpest fret ends, and it's not even like they were sticking over. It's just how they're cut at the end. You know, they're just so sharp, never dressed, never done anything. And then it's like the worst hardware. Oh man. And then I mean, the classic Vibe is such a good guitar. Just blows away almost every other Squire, you know, out there. The classic Vibe is pretty much, you know, one of the best, if not the best, Squires ever made. You'd have to go back to like the 80s, those Fujigen made ones. You know, maybe like the I think they made a Pro for a while that was, you know, pretty spec'd up, but classic Vibes, really good. Oh yeah, no, my son's been back to normal for a couple of weeks now, a few weeks actually. FX200, how much is that? I think they're $350, $399, and there's like a $50 coupon. One dude's like, my Helix sounds better. I'm like, well, that Helix is $16.99. It better sound better, or else, you know, that's quite embarrassing for you. But I'm sure the Helix does sound better. That Helix came out, I'm pretty sure, NAMM 2015. So that was 8 years ago. They probably have a 10-year life cycle on it. You know, was it the iPhone 5 out that year? I mean, You can do a lot of with firmware, but there's only so much you can do before you have to update the hardware with either better storage, better more RAM, right, to hold more patches and RAM seamlessly going between preload. There's so many things you can do. Add more, just like the Axe effects. That if you look at their processing power, it's constantly going up between models, right? They're always jumping up the processing power. The Helix has never had that. They're still on Helix 1. All they've done is firmware upgrades, but the hardware is still the same. Helix is 2015, yeah. They say another 2 to 5 years past 2023. Wow. I could see 2, right? You treat it like a video game. You want to get, but even video games abandon the 10-year life cycle. Use a computer run Helix native. Yeah, the only problem with that is that it doesn't sound that good. We've tried it. I think the hardware sounds better. They probably run it through like real, filters instead of simulated. That's the one thing that synths can't really do all that great compared to their actual analog counterparts. So I'm sure there's ways for them to work the sound in that Helix box that they just don't do in the software, or it just can't be done because we've tried the Helix native a bunch of times, and we've compared to THU, it's not even close. Quite frankly, I think the friggin' Flamma sounds better, and they're around the same money, about $400, $350 to $400 for the Helix native. The THU can be half the money if you get it on sale. Of the same money, roughly, if you don't. I do. The HX Stomp, yeah. That definitely has much lower processing power than the full-blown Helix, but it's still going to have some more secret sauce in it that I don't think you're going to get in a straight software method. $100 a native if you have the hardware. Yeah, but what's the point if you have the hardware? That's just more money. That's just more money, more money, more money. The whole point. Yeah, that's how they wanted 10-year life cycle. They wanted for like the Xbox 360, right? PS2, PS3. But I think starting with the PS4 and like Xbox One, I think they've had to. Now they're going more like 6 to 8. They're doing it. They're definitely launching them more quickly. They can't wait as long because PC gaming is taking up too much. Right, they're always putting new things out. A new video card every year. And it whips people up in excitement and Yeah, scalpers returning their 15 PS5s to Walmart. Yeah. Well, the funniest was the iPhone. So, after I guess it was the PS3 was the one that had just come out before that, and people were paying crazy money because they couldn't get them in stock, and people were waiting in line. Like more than half the people waiting in line to get them were just to flip them, right? Just buying them because the demand was so high, and they wouldn't mind waiting and doubling their money. So when the original iPhone came out, they did the same thing, but unlike the PS5, Apple met demand, and Apple had a bunch of returns when they could not scalp them for more money on the secondary market. Oh yeah, you have an Origin 22? Yeah. They got a new Oz 24 they're trying to get to me that I think looks pretty cool. It's their first 24 fret Oz. And I think it's another roasted maple neck, but with 24 frets, and I wonder if it's got a locking. Does it have a Floyd Rose locking? I don't think so. Let me see here. Vola. Vola. It's right here. The 24. Yeah. It's a roasted maple neck, but 24 frets. Right there. Yeah, it's their new modern C too. You wonder how it compares to this, because I think this might be their classic C. I forget now. Not inlays. Oh, stainless frets. I don't know. Does this have stainless? Now that they're saying that, I'm kind of thinking it might have stainless steel frets. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's Godo. And it looks like it's a regular trim, not a locking trim. Cool. What's up, James? Finally giving up on video games. Yeah, I don't game. I haven't gamed in years. God. I sort of got that out when I was like in college. Playing Dangerous Dave. Remember Dangerous Dave? With the super gory kill shots. The guy's playing Dangerous Dave 2. I don't know if there's any Vola in Japan. Yeah, these are made in Japan, believe it or not. But they may not have a presence in Japan. Right now I know Vola is in the U.S. and Europe. I want to say that the European office is out of France. And they might be in Korea, because they are a Korean company. But they're made in basically Japan and the U.S. Is the Vola neck as wide as the Kramer neck? They're probably about the same for width, roughly. About the same width. This one, a little bit more of a C shape. That might be slightly more D-shaped. It's a good feeling neck, though. Do I ever use rack gear? Well, I used to. I used to have a whole bunch of rack stuff. Mainly used the valve effects for years. Valve effects was my main. But geez, I had the two fenders. Oh man. I need more coffee. Free Play Barcade in Providence. I don't think I remember them. Korean guitars are good. Yeah, they don't make any. They don't make any of their stuff in Korea, but the company is based in Korea. But everything's made in either Japan or the U.S. No, it's definitely not looking good for you up. I'm already ready for bed. Yeah, the only arcade place I've ever been to is, I would take my kids to that Dave & Buster's. And it looks like they catered to adults there. They were serving beer and all kinds of food. They're trying to get grown-ups in there, and what could go wrong, right? Drunk dudes in an arcade with a bunch of kids. Any weather news? It's been pretty nice, finally. We've had like crazy overcast January, very overcast. Yeah, Dave & Buster's. Do. Yeah, it's Chuck E. Cheese for grown-ups. Is Chuck E. Cheese still a thing? I feel like Chuck E. Cheese went out of business. You know? The Simpsons just absolutely killed the Chuck E. Cheese experience. They had the robot rat come out. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, boy or girl. Oh, it's just that level. Chuck E. Cheese still open? Yeah. They still exist. Yeah, they used to be a thing, but I swear I don't see them like I used to. Yeah, you still got a Chuck E. Cheese next to your local guitar shop. Interesting. Try the Boss ME80 effects pedal. No, I had an ME5. That thing probably cost me like $700 in like 1980, 88. You know, some crazy, like the equivalent of like $2,000 today. And I think it only did 5 effects, right? So the ME80 must be just an updated version of that, sort of an all-in-one foot switch unit. I don't know. I think between the, like the, you know, the Flamma and the Valaton and all them, I don't know. There's a lot of quality products out there for like under $400. You know, tech changes so fast. The processing power you can get out of something now versus even just 5 or 6 years ago, you know, versus 10 or 12 years ago, versus 20 or 25 years ago. I mean, it's just astounding. So, my general view on tech is don't get nostalgic over tech. Shakies. Well, we have Shake Shack around here, but Shake Shack is a goddamn ripoff. You know, there's nothing wrong with the burger. It's fine. It's just that, you know, it feels more like a slider. It's a pretty small burger. And, you know, a burger, a fries, and a shake is about $20 at Shake Shack. Maybe even 25. And it's not a very big portion. You know, they're pretty damn small. The other one that we have around here is what's that? We have a couple of places that are. Five Guys has always been the best. Every single time you go to one of these other ones. But Five Guys has shot up in price too. Smash Burger. The only problem with Smash Burger is, holy shit, are they salty? And I usually don't even notice things like that. But there, I remember biting into that burger going, oh my God, is that salty? Holy shit. That's like really salty. So, you know, I still think the one to beat is Five Guys. Oh, thanks, Surfy. We don't have very good BKs around here. It depends on where you live. There are good Burger Kings, but just not around here. The Burger Kings around here are always feel like they're drug fronts. It's called Shake Shack. No, yeah, but the shakes kind of suck too. I mean, again, You know, if the shake was even that big, I'd be okay. But the shake is like this freaking big. Right? How much is that? It's $6.50. It's like, what? How much is that drink? It's $6.50. Oh yeah, In-N-Out Burger's finally going to come to the East Coast. I like In-N-Out. It's a decent burger. Very good. Way better than Whataburger. Whataburger, more like what a disappointment. Yeah, Red Robin's good, but Red Robin, you got to go and sit down. I'm talking about places that are, faster than that. Red Robin is more like, sit-down service. Yeah, I think Five Guys is the one to beat for the burger, for like just the sheer quality of the burger, the freshness of all the toppings, and just like what you get for what you're paying. I think that Five Guys is still the one to beat. They're pretty much the best around here. And again, I like Red Robin too, but, Red Robin, you got to go and sit down. It's a big friggin' experience. You got to cluck your order. Very weird. I'll tell you, during the pandemic, everything was closed. They had some places that could, you could take stuff out. And then finally, the Cheesecake Factory opened up and they were doing a special. It was $10, which was a friggin' deal. It was $10 a person. And you could have a maximum of 4 people in an order. And you got their, special cheeseburger, fries, a fountain drink, and a slice of, Oreo, mega smash, cheesecake, which is this Oreo cuckoo cheesecake, right? And we went out, we did the order, they come out, they leave it in the back of the car. This is the height of the pandemic. We took that home. When I tell you that burger was so goddamn good, I was like, oh my God, am I loving this burger? It was just smoky, and they had this caramelized onions and bacon jam on it, and I'm like, I miss this so much. You don't realize how much you miss, really good food. Oh, you're eating pizza and Chinese forever, and that was really, really friggin' good. And again, it came with the drink and the fries and a full-size cheesecake slice for dessert. Oh my God. So good. Actually, Friendly's, not only is Friendly's around, my daughter worked there for a summer. Place does quite a business. They do quite a business. They're still going. Oh, Cheesecake Factory is awesome. The other problem with Cheesecake Factory is that, their menu is about the thickness of a you know, the manual for a 1964 VAX system. It's like, I'm only up to page 900 of the menu. Come back in 3 hours. That menu is so massive. It is a ridiculously large menu. We don't have Pizza Hut around here. Pizza Hut is not a thing. It is, but you have to go. I'd have to drive either like North Shore. It's like closer, like more North Shore. I think more North Shore. We don't really have it around here. We don't have Papagino's, you know. And then of course there's 1,000 like little mom and pop places. Go down to Town Square Pizza, Little Towny Pizza. Big Town Pizza, Downtown Pizza, Just Town Pizza. Kids like Cheesecake Factory, yeah. No, Friendly's didn't serve Brigham's ice cream. They had their own. Pizza Hut closed down. You know what we used to love was the old Country Buffet. Those all closed down too, but my God. Used to bring the kids to the old Country Buffet. And we used to, you didn't have to because it's a buffet, but we used to tip the waitress. We used to give her like $5 because the kids would make such a mess. She'd be like, oh, it's fine. We're like, please take the money. Feel so bad. God, these kids. Got a goddamn bomb hit the place. Exactly. Town Spa Pizza. Greek Spa Pizza. Town Greek Pizza. So they just opened up a barbecue place. It's like in this like gas station that's also a not a Mr. Donut. What is it? It's a Honeydew Donuts. So I guess they're licensed to be like a restaurant or dispense food, right? The building is permitted for that. It's a gas station. They started selling barbecue out of there. God, it was terrible. Someone was like, oh, the barbecue in there is really good. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go check it out. Whew! God awful. And you know what it was? It was just all dried out. I'm sure they cook it early. It's sitting there, and it just dries out under the heat. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Made a pizza tonight with garlic flatbread. You know, my wife makes these flatbread pizzas, but she has to go to the special Middle East store to get the flatbreads. If you don't get them at this particular place, they're never as good. This one place has like the flatbreads to get. And I gotta say, they're pretty incredible. She does like a pulled pork one with like red onion and like cilantro. And she does like a prosciutto and fig with, it's like a fig jam. And what is that? Parmesan, right? I think the shaved parm, right? The big flakes of the shaved parm. And then what is that? I just said it. The prosciutto and fig. I tell you, man, they come out like really good. It's the best homemade pizza that we make by far. It's not even close. You know, she makes other pizzas that have been like okay. You get the dough from the, from the local supermarket, but that's always okay. The flatbread pizzas are good, and I always say, the test is if I bought this out, would I be like this sucks, or would I be like, oh, this is actually pretty good? The flatbread pizzas, I'd be like, these are actually really good. I would not complain about this level of food. If I went out to a restaurant and bought it, I'd be like, that's pretty good. Isn't that Volo still on loan? Yeah, I think I'm converting it to a keep. I think the technical word for that is a conversion. Where you once had a license, then you converted it to ownership. We just did a couple of pork shoulders in a smoker. We actually have a butcher. He's expensive though. I think you can, if you really want to get a good Costco, if you want to have both the good quality meat and not a very expensive price, the only place you can really go is Costco. You can get really good meat at the butcher, but the price is going to be eye-watering. Well, 8:56, we're going. The other thing is I think when he smoked, we got some smoked chicken as a part of that order from that barbecue place. It was so dry, I said, he's not putting, you're supposed to put like a tray of water or apple juice or something in there to keep the moisture up in the smoker. Because if you don't, everything will friggin' dry out. And it was dried out. And I said, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He has no idea what he's doing. The funny thing is that I know it's a dude who I think used to have a barbecue place. And I had the same criticism back then. I said, oh my God, his stuff's always so dry. He never puts any moisture in the smoker, and all his meats are dried out. I swear to God, it's the same dude. Have a good one, Speaker. Good to see you, buddy. The pit is dry. Change the guy. It's supposed to be cooked and it's supposed to be smoky, but it's not supposed to be dried out like you put it in a friggin'. It's almost like it was in an air fryer, So friggin' dried out. Yeah, I drive barbecue to some guy who has no business smoking meat. I tell you that we have another barbecue place, and their stuff is always outstanding. We never have a problem with them. They're always been, everything's moist, everything's well done. It's smoky, and quite frankly, their sides were much better too. We tried the mashed potatoes. They were terrible. I mean, really, really awful. This other place, they have some of the best mashed around. Really, such a much better. It's not even close. I can only imagine what the other sides of that other place were. The other thing we tried, and my kids even said the same thing, because they, we get cornbread a lot. And they're like, where's the cornbread? And we're like, this is the cornbread. And they took it out. And they're like, that's the cornbread? And we're like, yeah, boy, it's not the same, huh? They're like, no. Because the cornbread from that other place is so much friggin' better. It's like night and day. The cornbread from this new place was like, I don't know, it was more like a shortbread. It's like it wasn't the crumble. It Wasn't the crumbly that you get in a real cornbread. Does Vola come from Germany? Vola is actually a Korean company, but they're made in the guitars are actually made in Japan and the U.S. They don't make a lot in the U.S. though. Only custom shop stuff is out of the U.S. The like 90% of what's being made now is made in Japan. Yeah, God, gas station barbecue. It's as bad as gas station sushi. It's like, yeah, no, you know what? If you suck at making cornbread, get out of the business. That's a sign from God. If you can't make a good cornbread. I'll leave you with this. I did find a Jamaican place that's been opened, and they get really good reviews. And they do an oxtail that looks very interesting. Maybe this week I'll make my way over there. I'll try a couple of the Jamaican beef patties. The guy is from Jamaica, and his restaurant gets like a 4.9 rating. And he does a bunch of different Jamaican jerk chickens, and he does the oxtail, and he does all kinds of like really authentic Caribbean dishes. So I might give that guy a try this week. I'll let you know how it goes next week. You know, and he's got like a chicken bowl that's like I tell you, it looks really good, like this Jamaican chicken bowl. Looks really good. I don't know how much meat is on an oxtail. I think it's kind of like a rib, right? It's like a bone with the meat on it, I think. I don't know. I've never had oxtail that I know of. But I'm oxtail curious. All right, dudes. No, you rock. I don't know if I have videos scheduled for this week, but we'll see. Sure. The very least. Yeah, it is. It might be kind of like a stew now that you make oxtail soup. Yeah, I've heard oxtail is actually really good. If it's done the right way, it's like a rib where you're like, oh my God, this meat is so tender, right? Because they cook it low and slow for a very long time. So it's very, very tender. And I've heard oxtail can be just friggin' amazing. So I'll try it out this week. I'll let you know. All right, dudes. Thanks so much for hanging out. Bro fist to my mod squad. Hashtag mod squad. Be sure to check out Ben Coombs tomorrow night. Does his live show Sunday nights at 8 p.m. I don't know who his special guest will be, but Ozzy? Tune in to find out. All right, dudes. Have a wonderful week. At the very least, I will see you a week from tonight, maybe during midweek. You never know. It could happen. Until then, have a wonderful week and rock on.